Start recording.
This is a map that MBO is very good at, and he picked it against Mazik in week 3. Won that one pretty decisively.
All right.
So,
Definitely not a map that spawns a lot of blues. So I guess MBO playing a little bit more cautiously because I we saw how good Frostfire was at sniping out blues yesterday against Connie. So might be a little
yeah,
bit of that
crazy to
going
have
on.
back-to-back games.
Yeah, it is kind of crazy, and they go opposite directions to start. Um, yeah, it definitely will be
Even
interesting.
trade.
Yep, will be interesting to see how, uh, yeah, what strategy these two play. Because Frostfire likes to play fast, but this map is very mega heavy. We do have a blue.
Well, first blue. Frost has the super speed. Doesn't look like he actually needs it. That's going to be an easy one secured for him.
Yep,
And blue lead for him, 5 points.
yep, the 5 point lead now. Mostly just came down to the fact that he did the
Oh, another blue.
another blue up top, and oh, MBO
Oh
got
no.
stuck. MBO didn't quite get up there with the gyrocopter. I think he tried to use the blast to get all the way up there off the ramp, but just couldn't quite do it. And Frostfire is already up 14, and this is a very short map, so 14 points is quite a bit.
It's
Um,
almost double.
yep.
The blues on this map are so swingy and so important that losing two early on may just unravel MVO's plans of this pick, which is, by the way, the first time that he's picked a map twice in this tournament. So definitely bringing out his best for Frostfire.
Well, I think you gotta have to. I think he's probably the best in the game right now. You cannot pick maps you're not comfortable with if you're gonna play him. I mean, he's definitely doing his best to make sure the gap doesn't increase, but he's going to have to start really decisively winning some of these spawns. He cannot afford to keep splitting spawns with him. Nice little repeat spawn for MBO, but kind of gets stuck down below.
Yeah, I mean, it feels like on these standard spawns, it's been an even game. MBO needs to get this blue to have any chance of coming back in the game. It looks like he will be able to do so.
Yeah.
Frosty content to let that one go, but
Oh,
eight
it's a
point
double.
lead
It's a
now, and another
repeat.
blue right next to MBO. This gets him right back in the
Oh,
game. It's suddenly going to be 2 points on all angles. We thought this one was going to be over.
that's a
Wow.
that's an insane double spawn there for MBO. Really lucky for him, but it gets the game exciting again. Definitely kind of
So
looked
then
it definitely kind of
go
looked
for
like
the
this
out
one's
of
over.
bounds. Yeah, and now Frost has a better way up here. And we're using the super speed, which is a smart play, but does take a little bit of time. Needs to find something with this spawn here. Good Mega coming in. Should be able to secure the yellow. And knocks Frostfire away, but
It's right
unfortunately,
into
right
the
where the
next
next spawn
spawn.
is. Yeah, we saw this yesterday with Connie knocking Frost into a spawn on Sprawl. Oh, another
Oh,
blue! MBO has it!
oh boy. This is gonna go down right to the wire. That is another insane blue spawn for MBO. They're
They
gonna.
share the yellow, but Frost has a better rebound with the gyrocopter. Oh,
It's another
another blue!
blue.
Whoever gets this blue will win! Oh,
Frost.
beautiful from Frost! That's gonna be
Oh, that's
game!
game over. What a super speed.
Yeah, absolutely beautiful snipe there from Frostfire is gonna give him enough to take game one. And 6 blues on all angles is
That is a
just
lot of
ridiculous to
blues.
see.
I don't think they split any of them either. I think it was
Yeah,
actually
it
just
was
six.
6 blues total.
That is an insane amount of blues for that map. Do we have to switch? By the way.
Nope.
Okay.
Whole match should be on Ashburn. And Treasure Box going to be the pick from Frostfire. So with that loss, MBO now needs to take one of Frost's picks if he wants any chance of winning the series. Treasure Box is a map that Frostfire is very good at, but it's got a lot of elements that MBO should be, you know, decent at, such as navigating the challenging terrain or using the Mega Marbles. It's just a matter of if he has that amount of experience on this particular layout.
Yeah. Then this is a map that I think a lot of people did practice because it was so good for PD at the start, and I think a lot of people enjoy the layout of the map in general. So I suspect both these players have plenty of reps on this map, and this should be a good one. Either way, I I'm hoping it stays close like the last one did, but this map is definitely pretty blowout heavy. MBO gets stuck behind the wall there, and Frost's gonna get that blue to himself, as well as most
It
of the
doesn't
spawn.
seem like he knows the most efficient routing to a lot of these spawns, which could come back to bite him further later.
Yep. Especially against a player who is so fast, like Frost is. It's really hard to play against him if you're not going to be efficient with your lines.
Oh, mistake from Frostfire is going to give a window of opportunity for MBO to close up this game. Should go down to about 5 points here. Nicely done from Frostfire, but MBO coming in with the Mega doesn't opt to go for the contact. It really could have taken Frost out of the game to be stuck in that corner, but is able to do just fine. And you can see MBO really putting priority on these Megas, and so far it's worked out pretty well for him with only a 5-point lead in favor of Frost.
Yeah, and it comes down once again to that blue spawn, but it's gonna that hit ends up kind of putting Frost in another position to control and get that blue. That's kind of been what he's been good at. What I've noticed over the past couple games is that he's been able to control right after getting mega'd so well. And he kind of ends up getting put into good positions by people's megas. That's probably a lot of skill and a little bit of luck.
Great spawn for MBO.
Yeah, great spawn for MBO there. Lead only 4 for Frostfire, which is impressive for MBO considering the 3-0 lead on Blues for Frostfire here. MBO kind of overshoots that a little bit. Lead is...
Yeah, Frost is way more precise with his movements. He doesn't make these little mistakes with the blast and with navigating the boxes nearly as often. But MBO's done a great job compensating for it with the Mega.
Yeah, definitely been his saving grace here. Both of them try to go for the same defaults of that super speed and blast combo.
MBO's stuck again. Every single blue is going the way of Frostfire. It's 5-0 at the moment, and the lead is only 12.
Yep. I mean, MBO's... They have the same number of yellows, and MBO's got 13 more reds. So, it's just quality over quantity right now for Frostfire. Both players are going to get to that spawn about the same time. The lead is opening up pretty heavily now for Frostfire as we head into the final 2 minutes. If you're MBO, is there anything you need to change between... Oh, great blast. But is there anything you think you need to change in order to have a chance at this point, or is it just keep trying to do the megas, or...
You're not going to win Treasure Box unless you get some of the blues. He needs to up his pace on a lot of this routing. It's not necessarily that Frost is just quicker on the movement. Oh, that's unfortunate.
That's unfortunate.
But he also just knows that the best path to the spawn. And I've seen multiple times where MVO takes a path that is just a couple seconds slower. And obviously the blue is going to be gone by the time you get there, if that's the case. This one should be Frost as well.
Especially
nice blast.
Yeah, nice blast there. I was going to say, especially if he's got a blast, and he does. Oh, there goes MBO. Oh, but it kind of helps him a little bit if he can get over to it, which he can't. Or at least not quick enough to make Frostfire regret that mega. Frost content to let the clock run a little bit, and it spawns a blue behind him. That is very unfortunate. MBO
8-0 on blues.
Yeah, 8-0 on blues in a 50-point lead. I mean, all it takes is, I say if even if they split those blues, even if they'd split those blues, this game would be so much tighter. But yeah, you cannot win a map like this. It should be 10-0. Yep, 10-0 on blues. And really, you cannot hope to win a map like this if you don't get at least some of the blues.
Yeah. Frostfire now has a 50-point lead in blues alone.
Yep. And that makes up... I mean, if you take away those blues, this is only a 7-point game. So, it really is just those blues that are killing MBO.
Yeah. MBO opted to basically prioritize the mega the entire game, which works really well when the spawns are close, but it shows that you absolutely cannot contest any of the blues like in the corners of the map, and that's where Frost just managed to run up the score.
Yeah, and I mean, when you're playing a guy like Frost, you really can't afford to be inefficient with stuff like that. That 10-0, that is an insane blue lead for any map, let alone, Treasure Box. So... Well played by him to get all of those blues to himself.
Yeah, MBO knew that one was coming, but
Yeah.
didn't manage to really get a whole lot done, unfortunately. You're gonna have to see what he tries to pick to rebound here after some heartbreaking defeat on all angles.
Be interesting to see what MBO opts to go with here. He did well on his first pick, which was all angles. Couldn't quite pull that one off, but it'll be interesting to see what he chooses to go with after a pretty crushing loss on Treasure Box. Battlecube.
Battlecube.
So he's going
Interesting.
all old school maps here. Perhaps not unsurprising.
Yeah, I mean, when you're playing someone that is expected to beat you, to say the least, you kind of want to introduce some variance into the game with a short map like Battlecube. And we saw in the previous match, and also on all angles, that NBA is very comfortable with using the megas. This is definitely a map that you can get some mileage out of that one.
Yep.
Oop.
Nope. I didn't hit the button fast enough.
Ready.
I want to play two. Let me play.
Go.
Terrible map to spectate.
Yes,
Frostfire going to get off to a 1 point lead. Actually, it's tied up, and both of them are running over here to the next spawn. MBO gets the gem, and that's a 2 point lead, which is relevant on a map like this.
Yeah, and an all red spawn map is never going to be. You're never really going to get that far ahead unless you're named Shadow Visions and you're playing John. This is like this is like you said. This is not a fun map to spectate, but so far been a decent match.
Yeah, I haven't seen any huge megas yet from MBO, but you got to be careful about going for last reds like that. It can really put you out of position. Obviously, you want every point you can, but he has Ultra Blast, and that blast is not going to be effective whatsoever. Frost is just speeding around the map. MBO will be first at this spawn, though. Can he find a line with the super speed? But they end up sharing it. MBO doubles back in time and has a small lead.
Yeah, it is coming down to direction of lines here because Frostfire was going back towards the center there to pick up that last red, and MBO was going the opposite direction, back towards the outside of the map.
Again.
Which is just not what you want to do because, generally speaking, the closer you are to the middle of the map, the better off you are. And Frostfire's really been playing that pretty well so far.
Yeah, MBO is never really one to consider his momentum and spawn prep. He's always picking up the last red as often as he possibly can, and this is a part of his game that Frostfire is going to be able to exploit for sure, if anyone is.
Yeah, and Frostfire is just you have to play perfect to have a chance to beat him, especially on a map like this where, you aren't going to get lucky and maybe have.
Oh, nice by MBO.
Nice by MBO there. But
yeah, it's still a 1 point game at this point.
Yep.
MBO first to the next spawn needs to double back and get that super speed. Oh, gotta go back now. MBO is going to be slightly ahead there. The super jump actually used by Frostfire, which I don't actually think is a great idea, and it does cost him. Yeah. And a very fortunate spawn coming in for MBO. Now has the Mega in his back pocket, too, with 40 seconds to go. Opts to pop it early, but should be able to scoop up the majority of this spawn. He's actually moving in the right direction this time, and he can zone out the gravity modifier here. Opts to just go quickly. They need to get back here. I believe they both got that blast, and they both use it.
Frosty falls.
Unfortunately, not sure what MBO's doing there.
MBO.
It's 6 points. MBO just really needs to hang on. There's only going to be about 2 or 3 more spawns here, but MBO is going full kamikaze to try and get any point he can, and that might be enough to let Frostfire back in the game. It's going to be all luck on this last spawn, who it's closer to. MBO is there. They both pick up the blast. Are they going to use it? Frosty blasts MBO away, but there's only 3 seconds left. It looks like MBO's done it.
Nice win for MBO. Definitely was way tighter down the line. I think a few places where MBO definitely could have. There were a few places there where I thought MBO might have made a fatal error in going for some last gems, and then the spawns ended up being behind him. But well in by him to not. I definitely thought he was going to throw the lead there for a second, but well played by him to close that one out. And we're going to head back into Frostfire's pick with the series at 2-1.
Mega's very interesting pick.
Yeah, definitely an interesting pick. Probably comes down to the fact that MBO isn't super heavy on blast usage compared to most of the top players. And that's probably something Frostfire thinks he can take advantage of.
Yeah, it is something that MBO has been working on improving lately, but you're right, he's still behind the curve on a player like Frostfire. This is a good pickup opportunity for Frost. I personally have not had the opportunity to play him on a map like this very often, so excited to see how it looks. There's definitely a lot of opportunity for super speed snipes and a lot of flashy plays if you know what you're doing. I saw Indy especially dominate this map with this kind of free-flowing movement.
Good.
I'm excited to see what Frost can do.
Both players start off right by the spawn. Yeah, MBO wisely choosing to leave.
He's behind, though.
He is behind, and there is...
Frost has blast. Yep,
Oh,
there it is.
blast.
And MBO, lucky to be hit against the pillar and at least salvage something here. It's very easy to just kind of get sent off the entire tower.
Yep. And honestly, that trick that Frostfire just did was really impressive. The fact he was able to land in there was really impressive considering the speed at which he was going. For the blue, I mean. It's already
This
a
is brutal.
gigantic lead, yeah.
This is brutal. Frost attempting to deny the super speed, maybe a little bit too flashy for his own good as he doesn't actually get one in the end. And the spawn is right next to MBO.
We do have another blue. This one is...
And he hit it. Nicely done.
Yeah, nicely done there. Not super duper difficult for a player of his caliber, but still very impressive. He gets that yellow too, I think, and it like I said, it is already a gigantic lead for Frostfire here.
And on that blue, Frost knew he had a little bit of time, a lead on MBO of about 1 or 2 seconds. A player like Frost is capable of getting that blue a lot faster, but he opted to use the other super speed as insurance to make it easier to hit on himself. And that definitely is a kind of thing that you can see that makes Frost one of the best, is he knows when to take risks.
Yep. Yeah, and if you're Frostfire, you can definitely afford to play a little riskier now when you're so far out in front. Try to make some flashy plays to extend the lead. And obviously, a player of his caliber will know when and when not to try something like that. MBO definitely going for a revenge mega here. He's not going to get it, though.
Beautiful pathing by Frostfire. MBO is not even going to get the yellows at the bottom, so the lead extends further. And at this point, I think MBO is thinking about the rest of the series.
Yeah, definitely probably going to take his foot off the gas here. And yeah, blasted down back underneath the top of the spawn here. Yeah, if you're MBO, you just got to be ready for game.
Frost, rare miss there,
rare
and
miss.
MBO is able to get it with a nice super speed into super jump combo. Very precise from him, albeit a little bit slow. But Sloan said he did win the race when Frostfire screwed it up.
Yep. Yeah, rare miss from him there. You're not going to see that very often. Nice blast.
Nice blast by MBO. Frostfire tries to do the 180 to recover. I've seen that a lot in practice from him, and doesn't manage to do it that time.
Next spawn, going to be back in the tower thing. Uh-oh.
Oh, no. I feel so bad when that happens.
Yeah, and oh, boy, he did. Yeah, he's not having a good time. But Frostfire taking his time, I think. Maybe didn't have the blast
struggling
for it. The lead's narrowing, although still pretty large. And the next spot's going to be right behind Frostfire, and he does have the tools to get up there. And MBO's not going to make it. Oh,
yeah, that's really hard to get up there. Very difficult to do, and MBO, of course, not super practiced on this map lately, I imagine, wasn't able to pull it off.
Yeah, let's see if Frostfire...
Nice usage of the trim there.
Oh my god, did you see that snipe?
Yeah, incredible play using the trim as a ramp on the top, and lands right in the basket of that blue.
Yeah, that is insane precision there. That is insane precision. I don't think I could pull that off if you gave me 100 attempts. Just to land that trick there. And be a little stuck, trying to deny that yellow.
Can't even get the yellow.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is hard to watch.
Definitely, this is definitely a map where you have to have practiced it, because otherwise you're not going to know how to traverse it at all. And I think we're seeing that a little bit here with MBO. But such is the case with most of the new maps. Oh my goodness.
Beautiful edge hit from Frostfire. I thought he was going to do it on the first time around, but he was actually going for the second one. The Mega did make it a little bit easier to land, but that was still an incredible trick shot to get up the tower there.
Yeah, no, he's showing off a little bit for us here, which I do appreciate. It makes it a little more fun to watch when a match is a blowout like this and neither player's playing really a fun match. It kind of sucks to watch, but Frostfire keeping it a little entertaining even with the blowout. Yeah, the 61-point lead, 15 seconds left, barring, 6 platinum gems spawning for MBO, this game's over. We do have another blue.
That's Frost.
Yeah.
Never mind.
Oh,
here comes MBO, and he gets the blue.
He got it. He wanted one more to go with it.
All right, we're at 3-1 to Frostfire now, I think.
Frostfire, yep. And so we're down to a pivotal game 5. This is MBO's final pick.
Yep, season point for MBO here. Needs to win his pick, and then Frost, and then a randomizer.
Randomizer, yep. And based on how that map just went, I don't know where MBO's head's at, considering, losing a match of that in the way he did. He could never really feel good. So I would be a little bit surprised if Frostfire came out and kind of laid a goose egg on this next map, but we'll see what he picks. I suspect he might have saved. Oh God. Oh no. They're gonna do it.
I guess A game was correct.
Yeah. Uh-oh. Oh, wait a minute.
This is a map where I think MBO has a decent chance. I will say the biggest downfall of MBO on this map is he is basically never willing to camp the last red. So if there are a lot of blues, I would give advantage to Frostfire. But otherwise, I think MBO is very, very quick around this.
Yeah. Definitely going to come down to how well he plays in terms of the outside of the map. The outer ring area, those reds and yellow spawns there. What I also am interested in is that he's picked all MBU maps. So definitely an old school player here. Oh, Frosty's going around the outside. Interesting pathing from him, and it does come off pretty well. We'll see if MBO wants to play the camp. So far, it looks like he does. Frostfire's going to do the pre-jump thing. But doesn't spawn. That is great pathing there by MBO to use the wall hit to get back to that other yellow. Like I said, though, this is definitely a map that is so heavily camp dependent that I don't know, a player who likes to pick up the last red as much as MBO does.
Nice mega.
That is a nice mega. May not be his favorite, though.
Nice blast too from MBO.
Yep.
Gonna be wishing that was the blue that just appeared.
Yeah,
but still pretty solid spawn to take. Frosty goes for the 1-2 punch and lands both on MBO. And actually goes for the last red there. That could have been very punishing as well, but Frostfire has a nice super speed play to get both yellows here, and it's going to be cut down to a 4-point lead for MBO.
Yep.
Nice line here. Should be able to get lots of gems and blast if he wanted it, but actually ended up going back for the mega. He's going to have to make good use of this. I'm not really sure what Frostfire is doing here.
Yeah, this is definitely a map where you could kind of get into your own head a little bit just because of how small the gem spawns actually are. You typically don't see much more than we blue. Oh no,
MBO attempted blast, but it wasn't to the side of Frostfire, and of course, with the speed Frost is going, it would be very hard to actually knock him away.
Right.
MBO maintains a very small lead.
And it would be tough to time that, of course, as well, if you wanted to pull that off.
Yeah, nice blast from Frostfire, but MBO with a great super speed to almost get both yellows. That would have been incredible if he was able to pull it off, but very unfortunate blue there. Yeah.
That's another one, though.
But that blue's going to go for the MBO. Frostfire didn't actually share that, and he gets the yellow as well. Suddenly, 10-point game for MBO out of nowhere. We didn't think it was going to look very good once Frostfire picked that up. MBO needs to use the Mega there. Surprised Frostfire didn't just super speed for the yellow. Going to work his way over there slowly. MBO picking up some of these expired gems, and that's working in his favor as well. Frostfire is going to be forced to go for this yellow. MBO shares it with him, rebounds, but misses the entire next spawn. That's going to give Frost a little bit of a window back into this game.
Yeah, a little bit rash. I think,
Re-jumps the
maybe.
blue. Very rare for MBO to do that, but with the Mega, it's definitely a good idea.
Yeah, you definitely won't share it if that's the case, unless you get a little lucky with the or unlucky in MBO's case with your opponent getting decent ping out of it. It'll be interesting to see how they choose to go for that, and it spawns right on top of MBO as well. So
Yeah, MBO needs to be really careful about
needs
these
to be
reds.
careful about these last reds here. Yeah.
It's so close to disaster every time.
Yeah,
Nice Mega here.
and we did see earlier in the season.
Frost misses the yellow.
Yeah. Frost kind of chugging along, kind of just playing it nice and easy. The MBO gambling so hard though when he picks up these last gems. Not really sure that's a good strat. Nice Mega there.
Yeah, Frost tried to Mega, but MBO was going faster at the time. Very interesting play there, trying to work on the Blast and Mega for each of them to try and secure that blue, which never came. And I think if no more blues come, I think MBO is going to be a very happy man. At this point, it would definitely be suicide to go for a last red here. Yeah.
Absolutely, yeah.
MBO even knows this, so.
And he is using that blast. That is a good blast there.
Yeah, that's going to be game. You have to imagine that last red is going to be forced to get by Frostfire.
Yeah, so nice fight back after that Megas match was a bit of a disaster for MBO. Well done. Didn't actually end up winning that blue battle either. He only got 1 to Frostfire's 2, so winning that match with just the
yellows.
1 blue is pretty impressive, and in all those yellows.
8 yellows more than Frostfire, and that was definitely the difference. Was consistently in better positions when they appeared, although, of course, Frost was trying to get the middle, but I think the Megas and Blasts from MBO were very useful at controlling the center of the map.
Yeah, no, and it didn't spawn that many blues this time. Usually that map does spawn a crap ton of blues, especially when you least need them or want them to appear. I swear that map only spawns blues whenever I'm in the lead and I'm not in the middle. So, definitely a low-scoring match there on Concentric. But
what do you think Frost is going to do here? Is he going to save Prophetic? Because he could win the series right here with that pick.
But he knows who he's going to need it down the line.
He's got a long road to finals ahead.
He's got a long road. Let me see. Let me go look at the bracket on the Wikipedia.
Wow. Okay, Cascade falls into MBO here. This is a map that Frostfire is very good at, but MBO has picked it himself earlier in the tournament.
Yeah. So yeah, in order to even get to finals, he's got to go through you or Zedron. So definitely a. I don't know if it's his best map, but saving Prophetic I think is probably wise. And you're glazing your own map here by saying great pick. That's very nice. We'll see if this bites Frostfire, but like you said, he is good at this map. I do think he is the record holder on this map for solo hunt. So
yeah, he's got a 207 along with Mazik. So that is tied for number 1, and MBO misses the skill shot under the bridge. But the yellow is still available.
Yeah, I do think he got blasted there. So a little bit of that going on too.
Will he go for the yellow? Yes, he does. Oh, blast from Frostfire is going to knock him away.
And he is going to leave that yellow. And if he's able to get those 3 reds, then this will be a tied spawn. Looks like he's going to leave that last red, and the next spawn's going to be right on top of Frostfire. But again, MBO able to share most of it. We do have our
Oh,
first
big blue,
under
huge
the
mega!
huge mega there. That is a very nice play, and he's able to recover it and get one of the yellows as well, and he might be able to get all of
He
them.
hits Frost again, and there's another blue that MBO's going to be able to run over to. Frostfire thankfully has the super speed. Otherwise, this could have been a disaster.
Yeah, that would have been a really huge swing if he had gotten both of those blues back to back. Well played, though, by MBO. I think kind of surprising Frostfire with that mega play. Don't know if he wasn't expecting it or what, but MBO opens up a 12-point lead. Definitely a
Oh,
interesting
no.
start. Yeah, a little bit of a miscue there, and MBO doesn't get a good respawn out of it.
Oh, he's up
either.
top. This is gambling a little bit.
Yeah,
Next spawn
definitely
is going to be lower
gambling.
for Frost. And this is going to be a tie game almost.
Yeah, almost. This is such a weird map, though, because it's one of the few maps where camping is really not as possible. And I think you mentioned at some point or another in a conversation that you designed it specifically that way that you can't. There's no real middle to sit on. You do have that bridge, but it's not really in the center either. MBO playing very controlled though.
Very nice gyrocopter.
Yeah.
And Frost has the mega this time. That should secure the bulk of the spawn. MBO not really sure what to do in response. Probably should have just settled for those lower value gems. But he should be slightly ahead to this spawn. You can see Frostfire usually goes for that blast when he finishes with the pillar. But this time, MBO thought about it, but realized he didn't have time. And it's a good opportunity to get the super jump for both players. They're both going to share it.
They're going to split that. And there's only been 2 blues this whole time. This is another map where I feel like a lot of blues do spawn.
Here's one.
The devil. We'll see if MBO is going to be able to.
Oh no, MBO!
He doesn't land it. Frostfire able to get up to it, and the lead is just 3.
Oh, another blue though.
Oh, great pathing there by Frostfire if he splits it.
Oh, huge blast!
Great blast by MBO there. Able to. Oh,
and nice mega as well.
Oh my goodness, MBO playing this really freaking well right now. And
another blue.
Another blue if he's able to get up to it, and he does.
He gets
it's a 20-point lead.
Frost has the mega now, but this is not a big spawn, and if the blues don't appear, it can be very hard to make up ground on this map.
Yeah, especially if it's going to be something that MBO just kind of takes a tumble there.
Wait, he's falling forever.
Oh, no.
We got to note this down.
Okay. I think we were about...
It was about 50 seconds.
50 seconds,
maybe a little less.
21-point lead.
I think that's the first time this has actually happened in the tournament.
Yeah, he crashed. He straight up DC'd.
Yeah, he did just fall into the void there.
That is really unfortunate. For such a great match to kind of have that happen in the middle of it. But it makes sense now. I understand why he tumbled the way he did. It didn't even look like he really tried to go for the pillar spawn at all. He just kind of fell down.
Yeah. So we're going to put 50 seconds on the clock.
Yep, so we're going to...
And 21 points is the lead, I believe.
Yes, it was 21-point lead with 50 on the clock, so we'll let it run to 3:10. I'd be...
This is going to be hard for Frost.
It will be tough for Frost. We will see how this plays out. We do have a blue immediately to start, which...
But it should just be shared.
Yeah.
Yep.
I was going to be very, very surprised if that didn't end up being split.
Oh no, MBO really wants spawns like this where there's not really a lot of value in it.
Yeah,
this is very good for him.
So yeah, Frostfire is going to have to accumulate...
Oh! Free blue for Frost. MBO needs to settle for some of the other points.
And he does get it, but...
And Frost knows he has to go for every red in that little bucket there.
Mm-hmm. And that's definitely tough to do.
Big mega. Big mega. MBO can just wait this out. He actually is doing it. He knows what to do. And the man is making it happen. There's only 10 seconds left in this match. They're going to share this blue, and that is going to be it. MBO is going to win Frost's pick of Cascade Falls, and we're going to a randomizer.
That's it. That's game.
That's game. 41-24.
Which actually means he almost pulled off the comeback.
Yeah, 24 plus 21 is 45. So Frost was within 4 points of doing that.
I'll have to go back and look at the VOD to find the total score, but 41-24 being the final.
Yeah, I think it was
score in the
93-72.
It was 93-72, and then
41-24.
yeah.
Yeah, Vio acknowledged that you nearly threw that one away. We are going to a randomizer round. All right, we're going to draw the maps for the randomizer. First up is Outlook, which MBO has picked against Mazik, won that one in week 3. Frostfire also beat you guys' pick on it. I think that was also week 3. Horizon, which is a massive pick for both, but
Yeah,
you definitely favor Frostfire on a
definitely
map like
favor
that.
Frostfire. Horizon
again.
badly.
Points of the radar,
Oh,
which
God.
I think both players are not going to be very excited about. Might be a little bit of a band chicken there on who gets rid of that one, as Frostfire lost to me on it in week 6. Marble City, which is another classic, but you again would have to favor Frostfire. And finally, Concentric, but that's going to be skipped. Skate Park Square is going to be the last one.
I think Skate Park Square. Ooh, that's a toughie. I'm not sure who. I think Frostfire would be better. I think Frostfire. Oh,
I think
Marble
Frost is
City.
happy with this draft.
Yeah, I think you got to be happy if you're him.
And no terrible maps other than points of the radar, so we at least have that going
Frostfire
for
did
us.
what I should have done.
Outlook taken away by Frost, and now we are down to Horizon, points of the radar, and Skate Park Square. I feel like if you're MBO, you have to leave points of the radar in.
Yeah, because I suspect even if it gets all the way down to it, who's see? Yeah, who's picking?
I feel like we
Frostfire.
are going to
Frostfire's not
Skate
gonna
Park
pick
Square.
it. Yeah. I suspect Horizon's probably coming off the board next, and then, yeah. Because like I said, I don't. Yeah, I was gonna say I don't think there's a chance in hell Frostfire is gonna look at those 2 picks and say, yeah, I want to play points of the radar.
Yep, exactly what I thought was going to happen. Here we go. Skate Park Square randomizer. Connie is smiling from above as she won against him yesterday in the round of 16 match.
Yes, and
he's clearly beatable.
He's clearly beatable here. Connie did play that map really well, and Frostfire did struggle pretty heavily with getting up to the top spawns, from what I remember. So definitely going to be interesting to see if he's put in any practice reps between now and then on this map.
Yeah, unlikely. But
unlikely, but I mean, I suspect if you're Frostfire, you have to sit there and say, look, I don't want to be beatable on a map like this where people do like to play it, and it's not a schizo pick. This is not a schizo pick at all. So being beatable on a map like this is not always the greatest feeling in the world if you're at the top level. I think I'm hoping for a good match, obviously, and we're just waiting for MBO here. Is there anything you think MBO is needing to do specifically to have a better chance at winning this, or is it?
I think he needs to put more emphasis on the control with the blasts and the megas, and probably prioritize super jumps. I don't think you're going to be able to compete against Frost playing his style of super speeding everywhere.
Right. Yeah,
I would definitely give Frost a small edge in this match, but of course MBO can make it happen. He played great against Ignis earlier as well in his round of 16 match.
We do have our first blue, and it's going to be Frostfire.
I think MBO could have done that a lot faster. I think he just kind of assumed that Frost is not going to take that long to do it.
Yeah, and that blue.
Oh, MBO, where are you going?
Yeah, I'm not really sure where MBO is headed there.
There was the super speed ramp right here.
Yeah, it was not very far from him. Nice snipe there from Frostfire, and then able to recover it pretty well too. Although MBO is going, oh, they both route for the blast there. But I was gonna say MBO is in a spot where he's
Oh,
could have done that a little faster.
nicely done by Frost to get up. MBO matches him, but Frost is just kind of eking out small gains on every single spawn here, and that's already resulted in a 13-point lead. And Frost is going to steal the super jump. There is one nearby, but MBO fails to get up, and yeah, this is not looking good so far.
Yeah, not looking good. Definitely not great from MBO so far. Definitely far from over though. We did see some decently impressive. We have seen some pretty impressive comebacks on this map before, um, and we'll have to see.
Nice mega.
Yeah, nice
MBO
mega
is
there.
going to be closer to the spawn when it happens, but definitely wasn't ready for it.
Yeah,
Frost's
definitely.
going to scoop that up.
Oh, and we do have a blue. We'll see who gets to it first, and they're gonna split
Share it.
Yep. And I think if you're Frost, that's definitely what you want there. If you're not gonna win it outright, you'd much rather just split it, make sure MBO doesn't get too much momentum. Because I do think a lot of what's been going on these past two have just been MBO's been able to maintain momentum throughout the match. A little bit of luck, obviously, with the Cascade deciding to repeat spawn some blues for him, but 20-point game, about 3 minutes left to play, and so far been all Frostfire.
Oh, no.
Yeah,
This is
another
the yellow.
but
Going to be able to secure it and
respond.
actually baits Frost into using the gyro, which is going to be a nice little gain for MBO there. Also, first to this next spawn up top. Oh, barely
Almost
hangs
fumbled
on,
it,
and Frost
yeah.
is nowhere to be seen. This is some points going back in MBO's pocket.
Oh, but the blue
Oh,
spawns right on top
no.
of Frostfire.
Yeah, can't say Frost played super well to get that one. And it's going to be
Oh,
again, and the blast
no!
gives it to Frost again. Suddenly a 20-point lead out of nowhere, and MBO, he's going to be talking about that one after the game.
Yeah, absolutely. That is so unfortunate. Oh, great blast there by MBO. Able to cut back into the lead again, but all that hard work he had done to really make this game a lot closer just kind of went out the window with those two blues back to back.
I feel like MBO's played these last minute or so better than Frost, but the lead has
Absolutely
only
has.
opened up the other way.
But that's kind of how this game goes sometimes. A lot of it does just come down to, there's obviously a lot of skill involved at this level, but a lot of it also is just like how lucky can you get with some of these spawns. And Frost did get, I'd say, quite lucky to have both of those blues basically spawn right on top of his head. We'll be able. Frost takes a kind of crappy path there, but MBO unable to control his landing.
I feel like Frost has to be a little bit nervous in this randomizer. I mean, this is his season point as well as the 1 seed coming in undefeated from the Swiss stage.
Absolutely, yeah, and he has everything to lose at this point. The fact MBO even pushed it to a game.
20 points, gotta go up top. Both of them have the super jump.
Yeah.
Oh, nice blast by MBO. Frost barely manages to stay on, but points are going the way of MBO. Frost, neither has power up.
Yeah, neither of them have a power up here. It's really just going to come down to how much these next few spawns decide to give. Definitely
Frostfire.
Yeah, where is
making his sweet time getting over here? I mean, points are going the way of MBO. This is not an impossible comeback here, and MBO not going for the yellow. I mean, Frost can be happy to secure that one for sure.
I think baiting him a little bit and then hoping that this next spawn would be next to him. It was MBO there, but definitely didn't end up happening. We'll see.
It has blast, but
nice
good
blast.
Super speed by Frostfire here.
That is one thing at Frostfire's quite good. We do have a blue, but it is all the way back across the map.
Should be Frost.
Should be Frost. He goes underneath.
Doesn't actually manage to get it, but I mean, they're out of time. Unless we get another 2 blues on top, it's going to be Frostfire moving on to the semifinals.
Definitely, I do feel for MBO there a bit. I thought he kind of outplayed Frostfire down the stretch at the end, but those 2 blue spawns back to back that both went the way of Frostfire definitely helped him out a little bit. But well played by both players. And unfortunately, you only really can have one winner for this sort of thing, even though I'd say both players played well enough to deserve to move on. Definitely a little bit unfortunate if you are MBO, but like I said, well played by Frostfire down the stretch, and he moves on to the semifinals, which means he has already guaranteed that he will at least be playing a match in the championship week, regardless of what happens, even whether it's in the third place bracket or the first place bracket. So that's going to do it for me. I'm going to stop the recording now, and I think I will be immediately pivoting into casting Mazik versus Nakas. So hope to see you all there.